Good morning, my chiropractic community here in Central New York. Hopefully you guys are having a great morning. I certainly had just a fantastic week already, and it's so good to reach out. I really appreciate you guys liking and sharing a lot of our videos with your friends and family. I certainly appreciate that, and I think what is most important to me is hopefully they're finding value in that, and it's allowing them to live a better life, because that's why I do these videos in the morning for you guys. So one of the things I wanted to ask you, and it's a question that you need to ask yourself. Hopefully you guys are doing some journaling like I recommend in the morning. My question to you is this: why are you settling, for things in a sense of a life that's less than you really want or deserve? That's really a great question, I think, to ask yourself. And the answer is real simple, but sometimes it hurts, it stings a little. Listen, you get what you settle for. You get what you're willing to tolerate. In the end, that's really what the difference is. So when you get to a point and you're like, hey, listen, let's take weight, because that's such a big deal for people, and wanting to lose weight, and they're of a certain weight, and they're not feeling good about themselves, and I appreciate that. But most people will be what they're willing, at the level they're willing to tolerate. You ever get to a point where you're like, oh my God, this is ridiculous, like, all right, that's it, I'm changing everything, right? You get to that point of disgust in yourself, or disgust in where you're at, and you're like, okay, that's it, So what you did in that moment is you decided, hey, listen, I'm no longer willing to tolerate 200 pounds, whatever that number is. I'm just throwing a number out, right? I'm 201. I'm no longer willing to tolerate that number, right? But in reality, you can get to that same place at 150 pounds. Do you follow what I mean? You could say, look, you know what? I'm no longer willing to tolerate anything over this number. And then the answer is easy, right? Then all of a sudden it's like, okay, I gotta do a little bit more exercise. I gotta watch a lot tighter on what I'm putting in my mouth, right? I need to start creating some better health habits. I need to start doing some things differently, right? That's true all the way across the board. I mean, think about the habits of somebody that's in phenomenal shape or that's really healthy, right? Versus somebody who's not. In the end, it really comes down to their habits, but what determines their habits is what they're willing to tolerate. Let's take finances, for example. You ever get to a point where, financially, okay, you're paying this, you're robbing from Peter to pay Paul, as they say, and then all of a sudden one day you're like, okay, that's it. Boom, I'm going to stop this or stop that. Same is true. In the end, it's what you're willing to tolerate that's going to determine the quality of your life. It's your standard that you're willing to tolerate. Hey, this is what I'm willing to tolerate with my weight. This is what I'm willing to tolerate with my wealth. This is what I'm willing to tolerate with my overall health. In the end, that's what makes the final decision. So when I talk to you guys about journaling in the morning, when I talk to you about writing things down in the morning, when I talk to you about writing your goals down in the morning, that's really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about write down what you want and what you deserve. You deserve that, right? So it's what you want and what you deserve. And then you start writing down some real simple, guys, baby little steps. They don't have to be this monumental thing. I'm going to change everything, right? You can, but they're tough to sustain that level. But if I write down little baby steps, guess what starts to happen? Everything starts to change. Literally, everything starts to change. And then what happens is 30 days of doing a little thing that seems almost insignificant, but 30 days of it is monumental. If I say to myself, hey, I'm going to do 20 push-ups every day, and maybe I can't even do 20 the day one, but I'm going to do, how long does that take? 40 seconds? 50 seconds? Now, it's a minute to do 20 push-ups, right? And then all of a sudden you realize, wow, I can't do 20, but I can do 10. Hey, a couple of weeks in, I can do 15. A couple more weeks, I can do 30. Holy cow, I can do even more than I set out to 30 days for spending 1 minute a day. So think about 1 minute a day if I journal. Think about 1 minute a day if I say, I'm going to say something really good to myself for 1 minute every single day. Think about if you said, hey, I'm going to go for a walk 5 minutes a day. Think about if you said, hey, listen, you know what, one meal a day, I'm going to eat whatever I eat in the morning is what I'm going to do, and I'm not going to give it up, Dr. Borio. Dr. Borio, I'm going to smoke my cigarette, and I'm going to have my donut. Great. Awesome. Let's talk about lunch. Okay, I'm willing to have a good salad at lunch. All right, great. Hey, we're making some progress here, right? What are we going to do for dinner? I'm still going to have what I have for dinner. All right, sounds great. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do one thing a day. I'm going to change one meal a day. And all of a sudden, it's going to make a difference. Hey, you know what? I'm going to take the price of a cup of coffee every single day, and I'm going to invest that into a mutual fund, or I'm going to invest that into the S&P fund or whatever financially, right? So I'm going to take $2.20 times 30, right? So we're at, what are we at, right? 2 times 30, $60, give or take, every single month. And I'm going to put that into the market. Now, it's insignificant. It's a cup of coffee. But if you do that for 20 or 30 years, you're going to have $1 million just from the price of a cup of coffee. You follow what I mean? If I go to the chiropractor, if I call Dr. Joe Borio, which I would certainly encourage all of you to do if you're not going to chiropractors, right? And make sure that you get adjusted. Good morning, Leanne. There's one of my team members here in the office. So think about this. If you call a chiropractor, say, listen, I'm going to make sure that I'm getting adjusted at the very least, once a week, right? I'm going to get in there. I've never been in. I'm going to get in there, at least get adjusted, get my spine checked, and I'm doing that a little bit. I'm spending a few bucks a week, every single week, to get in and get adjusted. Imagine what that's going to do to your body. Imagine what that's going to do to your spine. Imagine what that's going to do to your nervous system. Imagine what that's going to do to your overall health. And not only that, then you start working around our office, and now you're around a community of people that take care of you, that love you and take care of you. Think about that. So you know what? I'm going to eat a little bit better. I'm going to do a little bit more exercise. I'm going to do a little bit more on my mental thoughts and thinking. I'm going to do a little bit more with my spine and nervous system to take better care of myself. It seems incremental. It's a few minutes. And guess what starts to happen? 30, 60, 90 days, a year from now. Dr. Borio, and this happens regularly in my office. Dr. Borio, my entire life is different. My life is totally different. How I feel, how I think, what I do, my income, every aspect of your life has improved because you did these few little things, just a few minutes a day, that have been monumental in changing your life. That's why I get up every day. That's what I love to do as a chiropractor. I love to bring more life in the end. I love to bring more life to people, more life. And that's what our office is about. Our office is about, we're not an office that likes to treat people, though I know a lot of times people start because they don't feel good and they hurt. We're an office that takes care of people. We're an office that looks at you and says, hey, listen, we want to have a relationship with you and we want to take care of you, because this is what I've learned. The people that treat themselves will perpetually be sick for the rest of their lives, and they won't live as long, and they won't have as good of a quality of a life. But if you have a relationship with people where you take care of them and you tend after them regularly for their lifetime, their life is better, they live longer, the quality of their life is dramatically better. And that's the relationship that I always, after 30 years, that's the relationship I look forward to having with you. So listen, if that resonates with you and you're watching our video right now, give us a call in the office. There's a link right above. Just call our office right at the number. Ask for Lisa or Heather or Leanne. My team's here every day just like me to take great care of you guys, and love to meet you and love to hear what's going on in your health. Let's talk about, hey, what's going good, what's not going good. Let's talk about your kids. What we can do to help their life. Let's talk about grandma and grandpa. What can we do to help them out, right? You can also click the link for BorioChiropractic.com. Click the link and you can actually text us right from the website. You could set up an appointment right there. All your paperwork necessary to set up an appointment in the office, it's all right there for you. If you want to talk to me directly, you can give the office a call. You can reach out on Facebook, throw me a message. Hey, Dr. Joe, I'd like to talk to you directly before I come in. I'm totally okay with that. So really, whatever venue, whatever vehicle that you're most comfortable with in order to connect with us, we're open to that, because I know a lot of people use different means of communication, and that's totally fine. I think in the end, what's most important to me is that you're being taken care of, that you're being loved, somebody's looking after you, and somebody's taking care of you. So I'm Dr. Joe Borio. I'm in Cicero. I'm a chiropractor, and I would love to have the opportunity to take care of you and your family. All right, guys, have a phenomenal day. Live life with passion, and I will look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow morning.